Hang on. Hi, my name is Mosiah K. Rubin.
I'm Nate Johnson.
And I'm Sarah Nuss.
And today we are presenting on virtual private networks.
So first we're going to talk a little bit about what a VPN is. It uses public networks to connect to a private secure network. All the data is encrypted and it only allows authorized users to access the network. They can use Internet Protocol security, which supports tunneling and transport encryption methods, or layer 2 tunneling protocol. And they use servers to mask IP addresses and identity. They're really useful because they can allow remote access to secure networks. So for example, an employee who works from home can connect securely to a company's network. VPDNs, which are another kind of VPN, allow for a secure connection between internet sites. And they also allow for access to any site, and they can mask your internet activity from your internet service provider. And they also allow one to use the internet as though they're in the area the server is in. So someone who lives in a country that doesn't have Netflix or something like that can connect to a server in a country that does and gain access to that service. And here we have a picture that just kind of shows a VPN a little bit. And you have you, and you're connected to the VPN servers, which allow you to connect to the internet like normal, just in a more secure way, and everything's encrypted.
Okay, so I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of using a VPN in the context of a company. So one of the pros is that it offers secure communication between workers. It provides higher levels of secure communication when compared to other remote methods of communication. So that's a really useful feature if you're a business. Another pro is that when it comes to operating a virtual private network within an organization, it is generally cheaper compared to other options that are out there. And one more pro is that it allows for scalability. So what that means is that virtual private networks are very flexible in terms of growing with the company and adding new users to the network. Okay, so for the cons section, basically it may require a professional to implement the best type of VPN configuration for businesses. So not anyone can get that going in the company. You have to hire someone and outsource. Another one is that if your VPN provider is down, then you will have reliability issues, which would obviously be a bad thing if you're a business.
Perfect. So now we're going to talk about some of the options. The one that we decided to go with was Windscribe, which is a very easy to use VPN. It's easy to download, has a pretty good free plan to use. And War is also another one that is pretty simple, and it has the only issue is that it only has a week-long trial period, and then after that you have to pay for either their monthly or yearly plan. But it's also pretty easy to download. TunnelBear, which also has a limited plan, is much more limited. It's only 500 megabytes per month. And then if you want, you can go with their unlimited plan and either get a monthly or a yearly plan there. And then OK Freedom, it has an ad-supported free plan as well, and then similar to the other ones, a year plan. And all of these have servers in multiple countries. They all offer various security options and good desktop and device apps. So there's a lot of really good options out there to go with for either free or for low cost.
Okay, so now a little bit about multi-factor authentication. So just as a quick overview, multi-factor authentication is a method by which only users which present multiple components of authentication are granted access to the network or the device. So usually this means presenting some combination of something you know, like a password or the answer to a secret question, something you have, like a physical key or a digital token, and something you are, like some kind of biometric, like a retina scanner or a fingerprint scanner. So many VPN services do employ multi-factor authentication. The most common form that we saw required a password and a PIN from a digital token generator. However, we found that this feature is mostly limited to VPN services used by large corporations and VPNs that require a subscription. So the VPN that we tested, Windscribe, doesn't have the option to use multi-factor authentication. And so now we're going to go on to our demonstration of the VPN service that we decided to test out, which is Windscribe. So after downloading it, you get to see the application window here. And so it's pretty small and very simple, very easy to use. So up here at the top, we have the amount of data that we have left on our free plan. So we're limited to 10 gigabytes per month since we're using the free version. Here we can decide which VPN server we want to connect to, which again, we're limited since we're using the free version, but they do have a lot of options. Here we have the IP address of the server that we're going to connect to. And we can decide to enable a firewall to block traffic when we're not connected to the VPN. And of course, we have our on switch to actually connect. So now if we go into the preferences, we can see some of the settings. Here we have just some general application settings. Here in the connection, we get a little more interesting. We can decide our firewall mode. So we can decide that we don't want any network traffic to reach us if we're not connected to the VPN. Or we can just have it automatically configured and go off of what we saw on the first page. We can also decide what protocol we want to use for the VPN, UDP, TCP, or we can, allow it to configure itself and be automatic. We can configure LAN proxies here if that's a feature on your network. And then here we have some more advanced options for advanced users. But overall, Windscribe is a very easy to use, very simple VPN for browsing the internet and getting all the bonuses of using a VPN safely and securely.
Okay, and that's it for our presentation. We're glad that you watched it and hope you learn more about it on your own. Have a good one.